In today's video, we're going to be covering the more advanced part of quick adjustments, bluff blitzing to packages. So let's get into big nickel over G, and obviously there are some other formations out in the game that do some of these adjustments as well. That's something that you have to take time to figure out yourself. Now, if you want to follow along in this series, next week we'll be starting the full breakdown on defense, a defensive ebook essentially. Be sure you're in the Kansas City defensive playbook. Now I'm going to go ahead and get into the very bottom one, SS Blitz 2, so we can cover everything we need to know about this. First, let's go ahead and hit Y once. We've talked about all the quick adjustments from your DBs to your linebackers to your D-line in a previous video. That'll be linked in the description. If you don't know what I'm talking about this, you probably need to go back and watch that before this part. You see all 12 adjustments you can make on the screen. You've got shading from over top, underneath, inside, outside. You can back off or give cushion. You can also press. You can show blitz, which will be different depending on what kind of formation you come out in. Okay, nickel 55 will, big nickel, both pretty much the same as far as packages and what show blitz does. And then you also have press. Now on the other four icons at the very bottom, if you were to hit Y one more time, that would quick adjust your secondary. Individual, YA, it's right here. We now have different options. We'll talk about that later. Then we go ahead and we got play the sticks, and we've got man line. Play the sticks plays down to the first down marker, and it helps your deep zones not get beat with their coverage beaters as easily. Man line, that's pretty simple. It just plays as man line, so if they motion, they stay with them and they show it like it's actually a man defense, but I really strongly suggest not using that. So let's get into individual right off the bat. So we've got all the receiver icons, okay? This is all based upon who is lined up with them. So the solo side receiver, DK Metcalf, is lined up with whoever that may be. So let's go ahead and hit X. So you notice we got back off, we have press, we have shade left, shade right. We can individually press, or we can go individually back off. So go YAX up on the right stick, YAX down on the right stick. Again, you go ahead and do that for B as well. So YAB down on the right stick, YAB up on the right stick, YARB down, YARB up. Now, if you go ahead and individually adjust people like that, you'll notice that you cannot press. This is pressing the defense as a whole. This is backing off. You'll see right there, our safeties are moving, but the guys that we individually adjusted will not move. Now going back into Y, so we got play the sticks, we've got shading in and out. Let's talk about over the top and underneath. So these are soft squats currently. These are a match defense. This is a match defense if you didn't know that. But if you shade down, you notice they're now on hard flats. If we reset the play, we shade up, you'll notice they're now in cloud flats. Okay, pretty simple. Shade down, you shade up. With curl flats, if we go ahead and go into cover 3 match, shade down, shade up, you'll see we have cloud flats. If we go ahead and cover 3 match again, you notice we got seam flats right now. It's not going to show up, but we have seam flats on the field. I don't know what's going on with these deep zones, but if we were to shade down, they're going to be in hard flats instead. So pretty simple. Next, I want to talk about bluff blitz. So if we go YY and quick adjust, LB, bluff blitz, it's going to be put into a 3-rec hook. That's all that's going to do. Now the same thing goes for any of these blitzing linemen and outside linebackers. The only people that do not get impacted with a 3-rec are your middle linebackers. If you bluff blitz them, it's generally going to put them into a hook curl instead. If anybody is in a zone naturally, I'm going to go ahead and just clear this all out so we can get a good reset. If anybody is in a zone naturally, so if we go back into this SS Blitz 2 and you bluff blitz them, well, first off, you can't do that. So if we go into cover 2 real fast, you bluff blitz them, that slot corner, and a vert hook currently. Okay, notice nothing changes. But if you're going to go ahead and actually call something with the slot blitzing or with a defensive line blitzing, you can quick adjust them into a 3-rec hook. Again, the linebackers, if they're blitzing, they don't get impacted by it. If you bluff blitz them, they're going to be bluff blitzed into a hook curl. Again, X, L, X, Y, A, and B, all bluff blitz. They're all going to be put into 3-rec regardless of who it is. Packages, and again, this is going to be depending on what formation you use. So if we go into our big nickel over G, first it's usually as regular old packages. Let's just get into regular old packages. SS Blitz 2, random bunch. I'm going to baseline real fast. So If we go YYLB, both your safeties and your slot corners are now going to be put into the same exact zones. If you guys were watching a little bit, you noticed that with our slot CB package, and this changes depending on what formation you're using, but with our slot CB package, as you go into SS Blitz 2, random bunch, you'll notice now we're able to put him into seam flats, hard flats, curl flats, vert hooks, and other stuff as well. With our safeties, notice there's no longer those outside thirds, and you can also put them into inside quarter. You could put them in a deep half, in inside third, deep halves, inside quarters, respective to their side of the field. Really, really simple. When you're using packages, the only people that are not impacted by this are your defensive line and your linebackers. So I believe I've covered it all. Again, play the sticks, plays all your underneath zones. I'm talking your yellows and your flats to play to the first down marker, whether it's 4th and 60 or 4th and 5, they play to the first down marker regardless. Play the sticks also helps your deep zones not get beat over the top as easily, but in regs, against Tyreek Hill, good luck. It's pretty much impossible to stop him when you're facing somebody that's good at the game. So this is all your more quote-unquote advanced adjustments. The last thing I want to talk about real fast is a little bit more about this bluff blitz. So if we go into Tampa 2, if you're in bluff blitz this guy, we already talked about this, and you put him into it. If he's naturally in a vert hook, you bluff blitz him, he's going to stay in a vert hook. Some people may think, okay, well, if you go ahead and just adjust him in a blitz, and then you say, okay, we're going to be sneaky right here and see if this works. It's not going to work. And you're going to go ahead and bluff blitz him. It's going to drop him back into his original zone, which was a vert hook. So that's not a workaround to get a 3-rec. If you want to get a 3-rec, the guy needs to be on a natural blitz assignment. As long as they're in a natural blitz assignment on the play call screen, you can bluff blitz them and put them into a 3-rec hook. So that is a little bit more about advanced stuff. This is basically getting us set up to build a full defensive scheme. Next week's going to be kicking it off, getting into 3-3-5. We're going to be using 4-3 even, 3-3-5, and dollar, all within this defensive scheme. So if you guys want to follow along, you need to make sure you are in the Kansas City defensive playbook. Guys, there's no other playbook in the game that matches and has what we need to run our defense. So with that being said, the next one we're going to be talking about is Flaming Friday. I'm going to be showing you guys a blitz you can use to get your safeties, even if they don't show blitz like you'd like them to, onto the line of scrimmage and blitzing off of the edge. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you guys are new. And if you don't believe me that these blitzes are going to be good, go check out the past one from this past Friday. We'll catch you guys this Friday.